Hello, everyone. My name is Paul Third, and unfortunately, there is no plugin shootouts for you this week because plugin developers keep on releasing broken plugins. It's annoyed me so much to the point where I think I need to make a video, which is this video here, right? The Kit Blackbird plugin that came out, was it last week or the week before? It's completely broken. I stuck it into Plugin Doctor, and not only is it completely unresponsive, I've never ever seen such a slow plugin. I'm talking like, if you think Acoustica is slow, my God, it's completely unresponsive. It's so slow making any move. It's actually that buggy, it crashes Plugin Doctor. If you go from linear to harmonics, it'll crash Plugin Doctor. It's broken, right? It's completely broken. Even in the, you've got line and you've got mic. So if you want to add in harmonics into this, what you'll find is you've got your mic pre-instance, right? Now, let's just listen to this, right? See when you get to about 45, 50, you'll start to get a crap ton of harmonics. And everybody will be like, yeah, that's great. Only problem is the alias is like an absolute bitch and there's no oversampling, right? If you're going to charge people $100 of their own hard-earned money for a plugin the alias is like a bitch and there's no oversampling options, that's ridiculous. And know what's even funnier is the fact that if you go under, I think it's 40, I think if it's like from 0 to like 40, it doesn't make any harmonics, right? You stick the pre in and dial it in thinking you're adding harmonics, it adds no harmonics. It only registers harmonics at a certain place, right? That's not the hardware. Hardware doesn't alias. You get harmonic saturation just from dialing in a mic pre. I've never seen a plugin as broke and as unresponsive as this. Every move takes an age. Even the fact that when you do use the mic line pre, there's no auto gain compensation. So genuinely, to drive it into saturation, okay, which is like the mic pre instance, I had to put the output down as much as like over minus 20 dB to compensate. No auto gain compensation, no oversampling, crashes. Somebody said to me that this has got convolution in it, which would make sense to me because there's a lot of rippling in the plugin. And there's truncation. It's almost like they've taken plugin, they've got no idea what they're doing. I know it's not the same as what Acoustica do, but I think they've tried to kind of emulate it, or whatever. It's hard, there's not much information on it, but I can tell there's some form of convolution, or IRs involved, or impulse responses involved, because you can see the rippling, I can see the truncation. It's just an absolute mess. See rippling, by the way, rippling is something that you can hear. I've done tests and I can hear it. That's you're talking nebula stuff from 10 years ago. Stuff that like Tim Petrick spent years to fix. And they're wanting you to pay $99 of your hard-earned cash for a broken plugin. A plugin that uses like impulse responses and they don't know what they're doing with them. And they're rippling and they have bugs from over a decade ago. If you're thinking you're going to get the hardware with this plugin, you're not going to get the hardware, right? Nothing like it. Nothing like it. The problem with the industry is money, okay? It's all about money, okay? I've been in sales, right? I was a store manager, right? I was an assistant manager for 2 years. Don't sell it, right? If it's not going to be there on time, then don't sell it. Tell them, I don't want you taking people's money and then you ruining my brand with complaints because you've oversold. And you've sold them promises that you couldn't keep to. And that's the problem with plugin developers right now. It's about this. It's about take the money first, deal with it in the updates, right? Get their money first, right? Build up the hype, get their money, and then we'll just deal with it in updates, right? We'll just keep their money. No refunds, no refunds, no refunds. They're taking money right now from people for a broken plugin. It may work better in certain DAWs, and I'm finding it more and more often. Even Acoustica are releasing plugins and they're buggy. We'll fix them in the updates. No, test plugins properly. I remember when Lindell 50 channel first came out, it had a bug where it was like defaulting all your settings. So you'd set them all in a session, come back, and they were defaulted again. You lost all the settings you had. These are bugs that should be worked out. I don't know if it's to do with like release dates and like they have set release dates and they go, right, this is the release date. We've already delayed it. We're just going to have to throw it out. We said we were going to put it out. People are going to start asking questions. Let's just put it out and we'll deal with the problems as they come. No. right? Coming from a sales manager that had to stop all of that, it completely ruins your business. When I took over my store in Carpet, right? Well, not my old store. I don't work in retail anymore because it's shit. But when I took over the store, I had to deal with like over 150 complaints in the first 6 months. It was bad selling practices. It was just take the money, take the money, take the money, take the money, and then we'll deal with it later. But they dealt with it terribly. And that's why I had to change everything in that shop. But I had to change all the selling mentalities. And that's what you'll find that loads of places are like in retail, is take the money, deal with the issues later. But that you would think that that shouldn't happen in the plugin game, right? You've got beta testing, right? Why don't you utilize beta testing? I've only had one plugin manufacturer ask me to have a look at a plugin and beta test it. I'm not going to tell you which because it's not out yet. One manufacturer, a guy that does tests, okay? And they know that when the plugin comes out, right? Okay, I'm a small YouTuber, but still, I've pissed off quite a few of them because they've released plugins and I've been like, well, that's not right, no, that's not very good, and that's not very good. You know I'm going to do a plugin review of it, right? And I know that Paul Third isn't the big bad wolf. They don't give a shit whether I do a video or I don't do a video on it. But still, it's going to harm your sales, it's going to harm your reputations if you do not test a plugin properly. And you have guys like me and other YouTubers that's going to pick it apart and is going to show that it's broken or it's something's wrong with it. It's going to hurt your sales. It's going to hurt your reputation. People are going to stop trusting you. If you have no trust in the brand, you won't buy with the brand. Plugin developers, you've got to remember that plugins aren't cheap. It's a lot of money. £100, £200, £300, 50 quid is a lot of money for a lot of home studio engineers. By selling them broken plugins, you're doing them an injustice. I just don't believe that you should buy something that's broke or buggy or not 100% working. You shouldn't sell a product that doesn't work, right? I'm sorry for ranting about it, but it's just very important that like plugin developers realise that if it's not good, don't put it out. Just don't do it. Don't do it. Right? You're wasting people's money. You might never, ever be able to fix the bugs that are in there. How do you know you'll be able to fix them? Kit Blackbird, right? How do they know that they're going to be able to fix these issues? The rippling, the truncation. These guys are at the start, and we can tell they don't have a clue what they're doing, right? All the stuff about McBride and Blackbird, whatever, right? That's by the by. We're dealing with the plugin. What I'll do is I'll maybe go back to it in maybe 3-4 weeks. I might maybe, I'll say 4 weeks. I'll go back to it in 4 weeks, and if it's working perfectly fine, there's no issues, I'll do a review of it. But if it's like the way it is now, I'm not touching it with a barge pole. And honestly, guys, stop buying plugins without demoing them. Stop it. I'm telling you. Paul Third's telling you. Stop buying plugins without demoing them. I get really bummed up about stuff like this, but I thought it was very important to speak about it. So there's a few, and I've not got a shootout, but few videos I've brought forward, kind of stuff I'm going to speak about the top and headphone amp and other stuff I could do for you, just so I know I've kind of let you down with the plug-in shootout, but I'm pissed off as much as you guys, alright? So, my name is Paul Third, it's been Mixing Wednesdays, and I'll see you guys hopefully next week when I do have a plug-in shootout or a hardware